This is a part 2 to a video that I've already done on this channel, but it's part of a wider topic that I've returned to many times where we talk about money, costs associated with buying things and letting those costs run away from us because we forget about them or they surprise us. Hello, I'm a cost. And I just want to talk about those things so that they don't compound and get us later. Because do you mind? I'm trying to make a YouTube video. Right. Because it's too easy to spend money in this society. Part of that is getting off Apple's hype train. And in this video, that's what I want to talk about, because outside of the core Apple experience, which I just think is the iPhone and the MacBooks or the Mac, everything else isn't really worth buying from Apple. Sure, it's convenient, but in the long term, it's not worth it. And in this video, I'm going to talk about, I'm going to talk about going third party or second hand from now on. I've made it my goal to live as frugally as possible inside the Apple ecosystem over these past years. That way, I get the ease of use with Apple's products and I get the lower computing prices that Windows users are always harping on about. I don't blame them actually for that one. What I didn't do was buy one of these secondhand, or one of these, which I've already made a separate video about. And it's a bit icky when you think about it, so bear with me on my principled stance with this. Now I know, look, I've got a MacBook Pro here, I've got a 27-inch Apple display here, an iPad mini here, iPad Pro here, I've got another laptop here. And yes, I do use all of them every day, but importantly, they're all secondhand. Now, if anybody has owned a pair, you'll probably agree they are pretty sweet. You get the extremely clever automatic device switching, more on that later. You carry them in a charging case, they have Find My, and the sound isolation works a charm, defending you from the noises of the outside world. The downside is the price, which is par for the course when owning Apple gear. But with this purchase, I had expectations that they would last at least half as long as these guys. Therefore, the value proposition of Apple's accessories leaves a lot to be desired. But I had expectations that they would last at least half as long as all of these guys here. This monitor is 10 years old, this laptop is 4 years old, this is 3 years old, this is 4 years old, and with a battery change, this is 7 years old. Anyway, these stopped connecting and the battery broke within 2 years after purchase. And when Airpods die, of course Apple want that repeat purchase. It just works for hundreds of dollars, is great until they don't. Please, Tim Apple, may I have another? This is a prop, so when mine went to the landfill, I would have to be insanely rich, desperate, or uncaring towards my bank account to buy another pair. This was my solution. Why? Because seemingly I am a masochist. But how does buying 4 pairs of the same headphones replace the ease of use of Apple's Airpods without it feeling like a downgrade? You see, I'm trying to keep some of what made the Apple Airpods feel special. Now I know it can look like it's adding hassle, because who could possibly bother with 4 pairs of headphones? But when the left headphone of your AirPods isn't connecting anymore first time out of the case, and you have to reinsert the earpiece multiple times to wake it up, or you want to use them but you only have one of them charged overnight, I'd argue I'm minimizing the hassle, especially when the longer I owned the AirPods, the more inconsistent they became. With these, not so. It's actually simpler. I mean, think about it. Consider how some of us have 6 pairs of shoes. Some of us have 6 kitchen knives, at least. Some of us have 6 children, at least. 6 wives or 6 yachts, at least. We're all likely to do something similar if we can derive value from it. Now consider these benefits. I've saved money. I'm getting more battery life than I care to count. Ease of use. I charge probably 2 of these once a month and the other 2 once a week. I get USB-C charging, so that goes hand in hand with my laptops and my iPads, but not my iPhone or these. And I've got redundancy, just in case a pair breaks, and temporarily I could just pick up another pair and use that instead. These are the Sony WI-C100. They have a 25-hour battery life, IPX4 water resistance, a noise cancelling function, and they are in Hong Kong about $190 each. I assigned each C100 a device, therefore the 25-hour battery life is spread out across all the devices. I don't have to pair and unpair if I had bought one set. This imitates the automatic device switching feature I'm trying to reclaim. I turn one pair off and grab another. It's not a big deal. In turn, the Find My feature is rendered moot because of the low price. Find My is in fact a solution to the very problem Apple created. Oh no, I lost my $2,000 item. I'll use Find My to see if I can find them. Or, alternatively, oh no, I lost my 200 Hong Kong dollar headphones. I'll just buy another. I know that sounds wasteful, but why should any of us be worrying about headphones in the first place? And just an aside on the Airpods automatic switching, many times they were too clever for their own good. Sometimes I wouldn't want them to switch, or they didn't catch up to which device I was actually using. So sometimes I'm on the iPad, I'm trying to edit something on the iPad, something activates on the phone, and the headphones go straight to the iPhone, and I'm like, but I'm using the iPad. But if I try to activate anything on the iPad, they don't switch back. So then you've got to physically move the AirPods to the iPad where you will work. And I found it happen so many times. So it flies in the face of the idea that products such as the Apple AirPods are going to be more convenient, because I don't know if that happened to you, but it happened to me all the time. And it's something that I just still have nightmares about. Owning 4 of these means I don't have that time wasting problem anymore. As I wrap up, you're probably wondering how this benefits you. Well, this is to say, don't get caught in the trap Apple has laid for us. It's too easy to buy into their solution because of the hype or the latest pop cultural trend. It's too easy to buy their solution because of the pop cultural hype surrounding something like the AirPods, which is admittedly great when it works. In the meantime, I'm not expecting you to buy 4 pairs of headphones, but it's not unreasonable that you would have a combination of multiple devices yourself, and or even multiple children with multiple devices. It's bad enough they broke for me, but if they break in front of your kid, how are you even going to fix that solution? You've got to fix the headphones and you've got to fix the kid. In my own little way, I'm trying to say, let's not get caught up in the flow. Instead of buying one expensive pair from Apple, save your money and be creative. Then you don't wonder where your money is going. Which brings me to this little bar steward.